Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to the first and exciting episode of Sip and Chat with T. Lynn. Listen, I have missed you guys. Did you miss me? I missed you so much. And I'm excited to kick this new year off with an amazing young lady that I had the pleasure of meeting last year. Yes, even during the pandemic, I was able to meet this wonderful young lady, hear all about her story, and I was like, we have got to share your journey. She has had an amazing journey to authenticity, even in the midst of trauma. And I'm excited to have her with us tonight. It is none other than Miss Eunice Nuna. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Tilly.
You are very welcome. Happy New Year. It's good to see you. I know. So many things have transpired since we last spoke. You've moved, you've done several things. But before we jump into all of that, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
I'm Nuna, and I am born and brought up in Kenya, and I'm a psychologist by profession. I am a life coach. I basically coach the children and women mostly. And I am a humanitarian who love human beings. And I am an ambassador of peace, and I'm a founder of amazing organization called Wounded Healers in Kenya.
Yes. And I forgot to mention that. Look at that. I told Nuna, y'all, I said, I've been gone so long. I'm sitting in here like, did I remember this? Did I remember that? Did I remember this? And that's why I enjoy Sip and Chat with T. Lynn, because it is so informal that it's okay if we forget to say things in order.
Yeah.
So tell us, before we get into that, because I did forget, it is the Sip and Chat. What are you sipping on tonight?
I'm sipping a green tea today. My cup has a good name for one who is reading. Find joy in each day. And it's green tea, warm and cozy.
Yes, I am sipping on the same thing. Green tea, nice and warm and cozy. So look, cheers to you. Great minds definitely think alike for sure. So, Wounded Healers, when we talked about, and you first shared with me the name of your organization, I thought it was so amazing because it speaks to the fact that so many people that do become healers, they start out by learning to heal their own wounds. So listening and hearing the name of your organization, I was like, oh yeah, I get that. So tell us a little bit about what even inspired you to start Wounded Healers.
Wounded Healer is a charity organization that basically is beauty in brokenness.
Yes.
It's a story of transformation, resilience, perseverance, and hope. I love the one.
Yes.
And Wounded Healer is my life. It was started by a girl who is me, who I went through sexual violence when I was 17 years old. When I was dreaming, I had educational dream. I was dreaming to go to school, but the society where I came from expected different things from me. And as a child and as a woman, I was not expected to excel from my culture, just like any other person. And I was forced to fight for my dreams alone. So I was born and brought up in the village, and everyone knew the dreams are found in the city. And that's how I embarked to the journey to go to the city in search of my education, in search of money so that I can be able to get my high school certificate and go to college. And that's how I was raped in my first day in the biggest city in Kenya.
Wow. Wow.
And
So literally your first day going into the city to pursue your education, you get
in
raped.
fact, I was not going to pursue my education because I didn't know. I didn't have a
Okay.
school to go. I was going to look for school fees, for money. I was going to be a house girl so that I
Okay.
can get money to pay for my high school certificate, to have it so that to see whether it will open up a door for me to go to school.
Got you. Got you. Oh, wow. And that was life changing because I know the rest of that story. That was life changing for you for sure.
I got a child from the rape, and like I got the scar, like I got a permanent scar. My child is 13 years old, and he's always with me, and he became part of my life that I never planned about. And
Yeah.
the 3 years after I got a child, really struggled to when I was pregnant because my family could not take me in, and as any other person, everybody accused me for being responsible for whatever happened to me. So I
Yeah.
lived in shame, I lived in guilt, and I lived in hatred, in lack of self-worth. And now here
Yes.
I'm pregnant, I have a baby. The only thing that I saw was how I would be able to abort my child, how I'll be able to get rid of the pregnancy. And I tried. And when I was doing that, I always say, God speak to people, because God spoke to me and said, the child that you're calling is a blessing. And for sure, my child has been a blessing for me.
Yes.
I really went through so much that time, and so many people came. They were sent by God, and I don't know, but they just noticed me. They noticed what I did not see in myself, and my dream of going to school became true because through well wishers, through strangers, paid my school fees, and I went to school and did counseling psychology. And I wanted
Yeah.
to be a counselor so that I could be able to help another girl. Because for me to be here I am, it took somebody to talk to me. It took somebody, a counselor, to really inspire me and to want to
Yeah.
show the meaning of life.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to be that person for another person, for another girl. And that's how I went to university and I did counseling psychology. And I've done it for 8 years for free. I offer free counseling services for any survivor of sexual violence.
That is amazing and so wonderful. Like, talk about trauma. Like there's so many things that you said just in sharing your story, that even down to you were raped and but you were blamed. Like people looked down on you and blamed you for that happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens so often
Yeah.
with people with people who are victims of rape. The first thing someone looks is, well, you shouldn't have wore that, or you shouldn't have done that, or you shouldn't have been there.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, so my life, I'm not able to be me because someone else doesn't know how to control themselves. Like, how fair
Mhm.
is that? How
Yeah.
fair is
And that's why I fight so much about ending the rape culture, because that's the rape culture that's perpetuating, is making more people suffer from the same. And that's how
yeah.
I dedicated my life to fighting to the end of sexual violence. And I will never stop, and I'm not going to stop.
And you should not. You should not. Because there is so much more to your story as well
Oh,
that
yes.
has happened.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
so much more, you know. But the great thing is that, like you said, your relationship with God, He spoke to you and said that baby is a blessing. Like, don't get rid of it. But I can see how you thought it was a curse, because
Yes.
that alone takes courage. Like, to carry the baby of someone that raped you, that violated you, that alone, to bring that baby forth, that's a lot to carry mentally, especially with all of the other things that you were going through mentally and emotionally. So,
Mm-hmm.
how courageous. And like you said, your baby has been a blessing to you.
Oh, yes.
But let's talk about how now you are here in Am I allowed to say where you're at now? Because I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
let me not say where you're at, but you had to move. So your story took a deeper route as you were
Mhm.
going to fight for others. So share with us that.
I must say that being authentic self is not a faint journey for any faint person. It is for anyone who is ready to take time and look at the mirror long and accept whatever they have and accept who they are and start
Yeah.
focusing to becoming the best in their life. And that's what I did. That's what I've been doing every day. I always want to look at myself and ask myself, what am I going to do next? I cannot,
Yeah.
I cannot, I cannot erase what happened. And I always
Yeah.
want to say, I always release my trauma, my pain, so that I can be able to create a space to release the ideas of the future. And that's how I came to this place, then wherever I am right now. It has not been easy for me because I transitioned from a total different culture to another different culture.
Yes.
Um, and trying to adapt. I don't have my child right now with me because he had to be left because it was a big security issue that was going on.
Yeah.
And I came here when I was so frustrated and when I hated the fact that I'm here and I'm separated to the passion and goal that I had. But when I arrived here, I had to ask myself, so because I am here, have been frustrated. Do I sleep down? Do I put my face down and stay there? I had to take a inventory of my life once more.
Yeah.
And I said, this is where I am at this time. How do I make use of it? Being
Yeah.
moved from my own country did not erase what I know. It did not erase my passion. It did not erase the knowledge, the theories that I learned in university. And I opened up myself to meeting people and meeting people like you because I, I always want to be a voice of the voiceless. And sexual violence does not only happen in Kenya.
No.
So in
No,
here,
it does not.
I am a voice to any person who really need it. And I found myself here and I continue doing my passion. And here right now, I am doing what I have to do. Exactly what I was doing in Kenya is what I'm doing here. I'm supporting my program, which is amazing in Kenya.
Yes. I love it. I love it because you didn't allow your circumstances and your unexpected
Mm-hmm,
move to stop
mm-hmm.
you from doing what you authentically are purposed to do.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
And I love that. That is so key. It's like no matter where you find yourself, your purpose is your purpose. You
Yes.
just use that to make room for you where you are. And that's
Yes.
exactly what you've done. And so I know it was a gem. Like when I first heard your story, when we first talked, I was sitting there like, wow. Like, and I have to say thank you to Paul because he introduced us. He was like, I got this young lady
Leave it
you need to
them.
talk with. She has an amazing, amazing story. T. You have to talk to her. And I said, okay. And he did not tell me any fibs. He told the truth on that one. You have an amazing story of triumph. And even the work that you're doing now
Mm-hmm.
is just amazing. So my question to you is for you to be here now, how can people assist you in your mission? And is it something that I know you said no matter where you are, you're still going to do this work, but now that you're here, are you opening your program to be here as well, or are you still focusing primarily in Kenya?
My, I am still now that I'm here. I'm still understanding the law, the culture, everything. But that's something that I want to do. I want to have my programs here, but mostly I want them to the more activity happen in Kenya because I have more activities in Kenya than the way I would practice here. Because like I
Hmm.
train self-defense, I train kids how to fight.
Yeah, true. Right. Hmm.
So what I'm focusing on here in this country is to offer my services, the coaching and counseling services. and I'm willing to
Yeah.
help anyone. I'm a coach because I want to put confidence on someone. I want to be there for someone to shake them and say, hey, you can do it. If I'm doing it, you can do it. And I'm
Yes.
always I have a I just this year one of my goal, and it is going on well, was to start my coaching uh program, which is
Mm-hmm.
called Discover Freedom Within. Like, it's all discovering the freedom from within. And
I
that's what I'm basically doing here in the US. But um back home, I am supporting the girls. I have rescued 11 girls right now. They are under my
mhm.
care. So
Okay.
I'm inviting people to support my dream back home, support the girls, and support their education. Were it not for education, I don't know where I would be. Because education not only gave me skills, but it gave me confidence. And it made me build
Yes.
up my leadership skills. And I'm not scared of anything. I'm never scared. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm inviting people to come and support my dreams, support the work that I'm doing in Kenya, can be part of it. They don't have to. It's not a must. They give money. It's not a must. They give. I'm not looking for dollars. I'm looking for the network. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for someone who can always look back at those girls and watch the transformation. Because for me, it's all about the transformation.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's amazing. Like, I'm just so, I don't even know how to explain how I feel, y'all. Like, I'm so amazed, and I so just vibe with what you're doing. And so what I want to encourage people to do is make sure that you reach out to Eunice, well, as we call her, Nuna. Reach out to Nuna at woundedhealer.org. Go over and see the great work that she's doing. Okay. It's amazing. And then even the young ladies that she is helping now, find out, reach out, find out exactly. She said it's not just about the dollars, y'all. Reach out to her and find out what else she needs that can help these young ladies along the way. Um, we have covered so much, like, and we still have great time. So what are some of the things that you in your journey to authenticity? I know we dropped a few
Mhm,
nuggets along the way.
mhm.
What would you say the biggest lesson you learned along the way about yourself as you were becoming your authentic self?
One thing that I really love about it, to talk about, is affirmation.
Hmm.
Affirmation has done wonders in my life, because we are surrounded by the world, a very questionable world.
Hmm.
All the negative, there's so much negative energy flowing from right, left, and center, from everywhere. But
Yes.
being authentic is asking yourself, who are you? Who who are you really? Like, before anything else, before your child, what do you want? And being able to affirm yourself, being able to look at yourself and tell yourself, like, this is who I am, and I love myself. And it's
Yes.
going to create on assertiveness. If you keep affirming yourself, you become assertive. And I always
Yeah.
want to think that assertiveness is not being rude. You don't have to be rude to be assertive, because it's easy to confuse the rude and being assertive.
Right.
Assertiveness should be natural, and for me, it comes up naturally. I had times that I really didn't even recognize who I was. Like, when I got my child, the 3 years after I got pregnant, I don't I have very few memories of what was going on in my life, because
Yeah.
I was down, I was traumatized, and I didn't know how to deal with my trauma. And I was waiting for other people to tell me. And for me, I wanted to get rid of my baby, not because I wanted to kill him. It's because I knew that's what people are looking at. I knew that's the evidence.
Yeah.
I was like, if I went through this and I did not get pregnant, people will not know. So I lived in the world of people more than I would live in my world.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
say, like, God would not have allowed my child to go, because otherwise I would be living a lie. But
Yeah.
having him made me take time to know myself, and through help, through counselor, through people, through being able to talk. Sometimes you go through so much pain that you don't know even how to put words to the pain to tell somebody.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I have always learned from myself to try to take like I said, inventory of my life. Every day I wake up as a blank page, as a blank
Love
book
it.
with an open heart, ready to open up my heart for whatever God has in store for me. And when I say about being able to affirm myself, it has not been easy. And I don't want, whenever I talk to people, I tell people it's not easy. It's easier said than done. It's not always easy to be authentic. It's not always
Yeah.
easy to affirm yourself. But
Mm-mm.
the intention, what intention are you having toward being the person? That
Yeah.
is your goal. Who are you looking up to and admiring to become? And that's
Yes.
what I tell my women I speak to, and anyone that I speak to, I ask them before I come up with what we are going to discuss, where do you see yourself? Who is that person that you admire? And I remind them, I'm not going to tell you it's easy to get there. It's not. It
Yeah.
involves pain, sweat, hard work, sacrifice, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the feeling of being down. So are
Yeah.
you ready for that? You have to be ready to keep scratching, like feel, be comfortable to put your hands in the scratch, in the cracks that you have in your life, and be
Yeah.
comfortable to feel them. That way you are going to be able to move ahead. And as I said, I always want people not to confuse the assertiveness that being rude, because I will repeat again, it should come naturally, and being able to set a clear boundaries of what serve you and what do not serve you. And it has worked for me. Whatever I
Yeah.
talk to people is things that I've done for myself. I had to
Mm-hmm.
sit and ask myself, what is it that's serving me? And so many people fell off. Friends that I thought I had fell off as I started moving toward my vision. People that I thought we were together started falling off.
Yeah.
And I reminded myself, I am who I am before anybody else. And I have to be comfortable with being me.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
has really worked for me.
Yes. I love it. Let me tell you, just all of what you said was just some good juiciness. I didn't even interrupt. I had moments where I'm like, yes, I agree, but I did not want to interrupt because that was straight gems. You know, having affirmations, that was one of the things that helped me in my transformation, that helped me with affirming myself, was learning to speak life back into myself, learn
Mm-hmm.
to tell myself that I'm beautiful, that I am loved, that
Oh,
I am worth something, that I am worthy to be loved. There's so many more affirmations. And even today, I still have affirmations that I say to myself because it helps to reaffirm and to help me and be exactly who I'm supposed to be. I always say sometimes we get so caught up, and you hit the nail on the head when you said this, when you're worried about what other people think and say about you rather than what actually serves you and works for you.
mm-hmm.
You're so busy worried about pleasing other people or how it's going to affect them that sometimes it pushes you into places that you don't belong.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get comfortable with yourself and encouraging yourself. Sometimes when there's
Yeah.
no cheerleader behind you, you have to get used to telling yourself you can do it.
Oh, you are the best, your own cheerleader before anybody else.
Yes, you have to be, because there are days when there's not going to be a cheerleader around, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're wrong. You
Mm-hmm.
may just not be doing what they want you to do, But if you affirm yourself and say, I can do this, I am on the right track. I am loving and embracing my authentic self. Like if you get in there and you start to positively talk to yourself and reaffirm yourself, it does help you to change and transform your behavior as well.
Yes. So true. And that's psychology for me. Like I tell people, it's all about how you want. Anything work for good for how you want to put it.
Yes. And I'm sorry, guys. It looks like I may be delayed just a little bit. Not sure what's going on with that. Am I delayed with you? Am I on point with you? Or okay, all right.
Okay.
I am delayed. Okay, so not sure what's going on, but you know what? That just means that we're talking about some good stuff, y'all. When I say that every time technology decides to act up on you, it's because you are talking something good and it is being interrupted in the process. Talking some good stuff. So again, I want you guys to make sure you connect with Nuna. Make sure you go over to woundedhealer.org. Check her out. See how you can help move forward. And if you want to get in contact with her, make sure you link up with her or connect with her on LinkedIn. She's at Eunice Nuna. There, if you're interested in her coaching services and or if you can relate and you need assistance because you have gone through what she has gone through, connect with her. Don't miss an opportunity to work with this gem. Okay, she is a gem. Make sure you connect with her. It has been amazing. I enjoy speaking with you. We had so much fun when we talked before, and I've enjoyed talking with you tonight. Thank you so much for the wisdom and the gems you have shared. But before we sign off tonight, is there anything else that you want to leave, or one final thought that you want to leave with our audience tonight?
One final thought that I really love leaving with people is to remind everyone that you come first. And it's not selfish to say no. It's not selfish to say no to what matters most to other person if it drains you. Be comfortable to say no if only it drains you because you come first.
Okay, are you? Oh, now we're real time. Okay, we froze there for a second, and it's okay. I told you every time we in here doing some good stuff, technology decides to try to act up on us, but that's okay. So what I heard you say, in case it did not make it to our audience, was just know that no is a complete sentence, and it's okay to say no.
Yes.
That's what you said, right? Okay.
Yes.
That's what I knew you said. So yes, make sure that you guys connect with Eunice. I'm not sure what's going on with the connection tonight, guys. I'm so sorry, but thank you all for tuning in tonight to our first episode of Sip and Chat with Lynn of the new year of 2020. I have been blessed to sit down with you, Nuna, and thank you so much for sharing your amazing story of triumph on your journey of authenticity. Like she said, guys, just remember that no is a complete sentence. And again, if I froze earlier, make sure you connect with her, whether you want to help support Wounded Healer, or if you would like to obtain Nuna's coaching services, make sure you link up with her. Again, you can follow her or connect with her on LinkedIn. You can follow her on IG. On LinkedIn, she is Eunice Nuna. On IG, she is Free Spirit Human. And of course, you can always get in contact with her at woundedhealer.org. Amazing conversation tonight, even through the technical difficulties. I might have to bring you back again and do it a little differently so we can make sure we get all the gems you have to share with us.
I am here for you, Lynn, anytime you want. And anybody else who want to have something like this, I'm always willing to be the voice. I'm always willing to meet people and speak, because that's my mission.
I love it. She is willing to be the voice to bring forth the inspiration and affirmation that you need. Nuna, it has been talking tonight. I'm truly grateful for you. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. We certainly appreciate you tonight. Remember to check us out at recognizingtherealme.com. There you can tap into our blog. We have some amazing things that'll be released this year. So if you hang in there with us, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. Like I always tell y'all, sharing is caring. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell, right? So that you get notified when we go live with the next Sip and Chat. Happy New Year, guys. Make it a great new year. Be intentional about what you are aiming for this year. Certainly appreciate you. Remember, today is a great day to make a difference in the lives of those around you. I'm Lynn Tate, and this has been Sip and Chat with Lynn. You all have a fantastic night, and see you next week.
Thank you so much for having us.